Hello, friends. So I wanted to take a little bit of time today. I have a little quiet space at the end of the day. David's at work. And I taught a class earlier, a yoga class. I had a little bit of space in my day to kind of connect with you guys. So today my back's been feeling all out of sorts, neck pain, some headaches that thankfully dissipated with the assistance of a little bit of rest and some movement. And I wanted to bring to you a gentle practice that we can kind of use to open up space and to take care of ourselves when we're feeling a little less than okay. And I find that with so much unrest in the world and with so much going on in terms of things changing and, still in this COVID era, which we're probably going to be in for a while, that it's really easy to get thrown into a state of fear and a state certainly of uncertainty and a bit of disconnect to ourselves and worry, a lot of worry and fear for me as well. And then also considering the political situation, everything going on in terms of restructuring what's going on in society, I think that we need to find ways for us to take care of ourselves. And a big part of yoga, and it's something that I struggle with, one of the philosophical beliefs is the whole notion of surrendering. And the idea of surrendering, certainly to the unknown, is a lot for most of us, especially those of us with type A tendencies, or those of us who are planners, or those of us who thought we knew where we were going to be going in life, or simply for those of us who don't do well with uncertainty, which tends to be the human condition, right? We like to have some sort of certainty in our lives, some sort of predictability to our lives. And that's not always the case. It's not always going to happen. So when we start to struggle with that, we can manifest a lot of physical feelings, holding in the low back, the feeling of lack, the feeling of insecurity financially, tension in our shoulders just from kind of hugging ourselves and holding in, even though maybe we're not lovingly hugging ourselves, we're just closing ourselves off to potential threat or to the uncertainty. So tonight, I'm gonna give us a little bit of a practice of just some movement through some poses that are going to be accessible. Certainly, if you have blocks, let's just kind of take a moment to keep them at the top of the mat here or at nearby where you can reach them. If you need to sit on top of a block to go ahead and get yourself connected to the earth, feel free. Just find the front edge of the block and sit on that front edge and let your thighs drop down a little bit. So let's go ahead for a moment to close our eyes and center. Finding the space here to breathe, to relax, to be comfortable with yourself and what's going on around you. And for me, certainly, I often struggle with, tendencies to err a little more on the negative side. So it's a lot of work to surrender. It's a lot of work for me to feel okay when things change. So when I come into a space where I'm trying to channel that, I first give myself permission to exhale and be okay. To trust that the inhalation is going to come, to trust that the next breath will be here, to trust that things will be okay. And yes, thoughts are going to come into your mind. Oh, no, that's not true. Always have to be worrying. You don't. Exhale. Relax the shoulders, root the seat, elongate the spine, and find your breath. Relax your jaws. And then take a moment to bow your chin towards your chest. Almost feel like you're looking inward. And then open your eyes as you look inward. And connect to your heart center. And then slowly inhale, bring your head back to center. So let's take a moment, left hand to the left inner thigh, turn it in, and let's exhale, rotate a little bit to the right. Look over your right shoulder, find your breath, give that left shoulder a stretch. Then inhale, return to center. And let's do the same thing with the right hand. Turn the fingertips in, draw the right shoulder in, look over your left shoulder, breathe. And then inhale, return to center. Let's draw both shoulders back and down. Let's go ahead and switch the cross of the legs. So opposite leg in front or on top. Root the seat once again. Connect to your breath. Place your hands on your kneecaps and let's exhale, shift the rib cage over to the right. So you're trying to keep your left seat rooted, just shifting the rib cage, relax the shoulders. Then inhale, return to center. And then exhale, shift the left rib cage to the left. Relax the shoulders. See that one tries to hike up. Inhale, return to center. Now let's inhale, lift the chest, draw the shoulders down, hug the inner elbows in, look slightly forward and up, like maybe toward the corner where the ceiling and the wall meet. Good, and now exhale, tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly around the spine, look inward. Now inhale, restack the spine. Let's exhale, take the left rib cage to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, right rib cage to the right. Keep rooting the left seat. Inhale, center. Now let's exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly around the spine, look inward. And then inhale, draw the tailbone back, lift your chest, collarbones broaden, look up toward that corner where the ceiling and the wall meet. And then exhale, return to center. Now let's go ahead and take a moment. Let's come up to all fours. So let's go ahead and place the wrists directly underneath the shoulders and the knees directly underneath your hips. Draw the shoulders back, pull the belly in. Let's go ahead, inhale and exhale. Now let's exhale, tilt the tailbone between the thighs, hollow out the belly, round the thoracic spine, sending the mid back up toward the ceiling. Keep breathing in your cat pose here. Feel a stretch along the width of the back. And keep the shoulders drawing back. They're going to have a tendency to hike forward. Just draw them back. Then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back and down, chest forward in cow. And just breathe in cow. Feeling the buttocks draw back. Pull your belly in. And now return to neutral spine. Shake those buttocks out left and right. So think of it as shortening the right side of your body here, and then look over the right shoulder, see the right hip. Feel stretch along the left side of the rib cage. This feels good, actually. I'm gonna stay here a little longer. Good, now inhale, return to center. Now shorten the left side, look over your left shoulder, see the left hip. Even weight in both hands, stretch out the right side. Inhale, return to center. Let's do that again. Exhale, right hip to the right, look over the right shoulder, see the right hip. Inhale, return to center. And now exhale, look over the left shoulder, see the left hip, shorten that left side. Inhale, center, one more time. Exhale, look over the right shoulder, see the right hip. Inhale, center. And then exhale, look over the left shoulder, shorten left side of the waist, see the left hip. Inhale, return to center. Now exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out your belly. Once again, round the thoracic spine. This time, rock back a little bit in cat. Feel how the stretch changes. It goes a little bit more to the low back. Then inhale, shift your weight forward, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. One more time. Exhale, tuck toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, rock back slightly in cat. Then inhale, point your toes, lengthen your tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward, cow. Now return to neutral spine. Now let's go ahead and bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. I'm just going to scooch my blocks away. Palms are down. Draw the shoulders back, send the chest forward, and pull your belly in, keeping those toes stopped. Let's take like a little angry kitten. Exhale, tailbone, hug your inner elbows in, feel the low back release. Then inhale, point your toes, lengthen your tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward. Think of a little baby cow like a calf. And then two more times. Exhale, tuck your toes, hollow out your belly, round your thoracic spine, looking inward. Then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward. One more time. Exhale, tuck toes, hollow out the belly, round the spine, look inward. Then inhale, point the toes, lengthen the tailbone, unfurl the spine, shoulders back, chest forward. Now return to neutral spine with toes tucked. Press into your palms. Go ahead and come on up. Let's keep the wrists slightly forward of the shoulders. Triceps spiral in. Let's lift the hips up and draw the heels back into a downward facing dog pose. Send your seat back and up. Draw the chest toward the thighs. Allow the collarbones to broaden and connect to your breath here. Spread your fingers out wide. Draw all the knuckles down. Root down into the inner and outer edges of the palms of the hands. And for many, dropping the heels down to the ground is just not happening. So it's okay to be here. Just keep drawing the buttocks back. And if you want to, you can even bend your knees if your hamstrings are a little tight. Breathe. Keep lengthening through the spine. Soften the chest toward the thighs. Try to find space in the back, sinking into both feet. Now switch the feet around. Step the feet out to the edges of the mat. Make sure the toes line up with one another, and now draw your chest closer to the thighs. You may find you get more space. Try to keep those feet parallel. Smalasana. So my toes can stay relatively pointing straight ahead. If you need to, you can turn those heels in, toes out, shimmy the rib cages to the inner thighs, draw the buttocks down toward the mat, and lift your spine up. Your palms are together and you're pressing into your inner thighs. Breathe. It's a great pose for releasing the back. And I find that when my back is really tight or achy, I need to stay closer to the ground. So like a traditional vinyasa with the sun salutations, the low lunge to high lunge can be a lot of work on the back, maybe a little too demanding at times. So I tend to keep my practice lower to the ground, right? So we can really release the back. And so here, you can even shift your weight back and lift your toes up, but keep the balls of the feet down. So that's something that I think that we all need to work on is, for those of us who don't have a lot of mobility in the feet, is really noticing where the ball of the foot is versus the toes and just lifting the toes up. Now keep drawing your shoulders back. So for me, that's a challenge, shoulders back and lifting my spine up here. So I'm not on the ground. I have about half an inch or so of distance here. Keep trying to shift your weight back and see if you can get a little closer to the ground. I don't want you to come quite down to the ground, but I want you to find as much space as you can. Good, now we're gonna stay low and we're just gonna walk the arms forward, breathe here, let your spine round a little bit. Keep trying to drop the buttocks down, maybe rock a little bit back and forth. So notice I'm really light in my hands. I don't even need them to touch the ground. I'm just doing it kind of just to ease strain and just feel a little more secure in the shape. Just stay low. Keep drawing in through the midline. So think of like squeezing or doing a Kegel, like stopping, going to the bathroom. And then we're going to bring the hands to the ground, transfer some of that weight into the hands and straighten the legs and just hinge from the hips and fold. So I have all my weight in my feet. My arms are really light. I'm actually going to slide them in and just let my hands go behind me as I inhale, interlace my fingers, draw my knuckles up and then overhead. So everybody's going to be a little different here. Make sure your toes are pointing forward. You're just going to find some space. Keep thinking of lengthening the spine, releasing tension. Maybe rock back and forth a little bit here. Then we're going to exhale, bring the hands back down to the small of the back. Slowly walk the hands down to the mat. Inhale, walk out to a dog shape. Push the mat away from you with your hands. Drag the mat back with your feet. Send your buttocks back and up. We still have our nice wide legs. Find your breath. Then carefully heel toe your feet or step your feet back into hip width and parallel. We'll inhale, lift up onto the balls of the feet, drop the knees down. Draw the shoulders back. We're going to go back to that tabletop shape, all fours. And this time we're going to walk the upper body to the right. You're drawing your left hip back, trying to keep that lower body squared. So you're fanning your left rib cage out. Look at your heels. Make sure that they avoid knocking in toward one another and push away from gravity. Now inhale, return to center. And draw the right hip back, and we exhale, walk the upper body around to the left. Same thing. Look over the left shoulder. See that the heels line up with one another. Fan that right rib cage out. Now inhale, return to center. Now we're gonna go ahead, I'm gonna back up a little bit. Keep the toes tucked. You're gonna walk your hands forward of your shoulders. You're gonna start to draw your buttocks back. Keep the booty directly over the knees. Start to melt your chest down to the ground as you straighten your arms out. So for most people, you're probably not gonna get the chest to the ground. That's fine, you can be here lifted. Those of us who can get the chest to the ground, we're gonna bring our chin down. If your chest is not gonna be on the ground, bring your forehead down. It's a little bit of a happy puppy or puppy pose. Drawing your buttocks back, draw the shoulders back, lengthen your spine. Find your breath. Feel the spine elongate. Feel a big, deep hip crease there at the front of the hips. Pressing the tricep side of those arms down, pinky side of the arms down, breathe. Keep drawing the shoulders back. Another couple of breaths here. Then walk those hands and arms in a little closer. Inhale, slide forward, bringing the quadriceps down, bringing the hip points down, elbows under the shoulders, spin. Keep lifting the chest, drawing the shoulders back. This quieting little sequence here. One more breath. Then we're going to go ahead and exhale, let the chest drop. Bring your fingertips in line with your chest, draw your shoulders back and your elbows in. Notice how I glide my shoulders back. I'm going to inhale, come up to all fours, bring the big toes together, knees apart, come into a child's pose. Exhale. Dropping down, lengthen your spine, breathe. Then inhale, slowly come on up to all fours. Walk your knees underneath your hips. Take a moment to cross the ankles behind you. Roll over the crossed ankles. Find yourself a wall. So from here, we're going to go ahead, press our buttocks up against a wall. We're going to go ahead and extend the legs up. So basically sitting on the wall. It's called legs up the wall. So you're going to open your arms out to T, palms up. Flex your feet, bring your booty right up against the wall and be here. Connecting to your breath. So you'll notice that I haven't done a lot of twisting yet. And I'm going to keep the twisting a little minimal today. Kind of focusing more on integrating the spine and just creating something relaxing. However, we are going to add twists. We're going to use the wall to assist us. So what I'd like you to do from here is slowly sweep your left leg down, keep your right leg up for a moment, flex your feet, press the heel of the left foot into the wall. Breathe. You're going to keep your head on straight. You'll notice that I turn a lot just to engage with you so that you get a sense of our connection, that even though we're not in the same room, I'm still here with you and you're with me. Now we're going to go ahead and exhale. Let that right leg drop on top. Try to lengthen your spine. Try to stack your hips. You'll notice that the right leg will be a little shorter. I'm keeping my right shoulder down. I'd like you to do the same. So here's a nice way to work to support your back as you twist. Press your right buttock into the wall as you do this. Feel the stretch along the right outer hip. Feel that nice big twist. And if you wanted to add on a little bit of an IT band stretch, or a piriformis stretch, sorry, take your foot, cross it in front of your left thigh, and draw the right outer thigh toward, or the right outer thigh and the right buttock toward or to the wall. I'm holding onto my ankle, but if you wanted to let go, you could. It's just gonna stay there. And the right toes are gonna face toward the left toes. You might get a little shaky here. These are tight muscles. Keep that right shoulder down. Good.
Now we're going to inhale, uncross that right leg, bring it back to the wall, flex the foot, left arm out to T. Then we're going to inhale, bring the left leg back up. Take a moment, make sure the buttocks pressing down onto the wall. And then exhale, open the right leg out. Keep the left shoulder down, press that right heel into the wall. Press the left buttock into the wall. Breathe. Just take a moment or two here. Keeping the shoulders down, feel the stretch. You may feel stretch along the right inner thigh. Keep breathing. Good. We're going to keep this left shoulder down. Now we're going to exhale. Let that left leg come on top of the right. Press the left buttock into the wall. Keep the left shoulder down. Feel the stretch along the left side of your body. Maybe into the left IT band. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit of a piriformis stretch, just bend your left knee and draw the left outer thigh toward or to the wall. You can hold on to that left ankle if you would like to, need to, or you can just open your arm out to T. I'm kind of liking the feel of holding on today. And so that's another thing. On any given day, your practice is going to vary. You might be able to do something today that you can't do tomorrow, or vice versa, and that's fine. So be with where your body is today. It's a sign. Now we're going to slowly inhale, extend the left leg up, press it up against the wall, heel to the wall. Next in breath, bring the right leg up. Good. Let yourself relax. Let yourself release. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. You can assist your heels a little closer to your thighs or to your groin. Press your outer thighs into toward the wall. You're going to go ahead to mid thighs. Take the heels of the palms to the mid thighs and just press into them. Maybe you turn your soles of your feet to face you. Breathe this nice big inner thigh groin stretch. Keep lengthening through your spine. Keep drawing the shoulders down away from your ears. It's a nice quieting practice. Any legs up the wall, great to do right before you go to bed, or even in bed. If you have a wall behind your bed, or you have a headrest, or what is it called? Head's not headstand, that's a yoga pose. You know what I mean, the head of the bed. You can go ahead and just simply go ahead and do this and just hang out there for a little bit. Good. So now we're going to go ahead and come on out of this. I'm going to bring my left leg down, followed by my right. I'm just going to hang out here for a moment. I'm going to roll toward fetal. Then I'm going to bend my knees, bring the soles of the feet to the wall. Inhale, assist myself up, give myself a moment. And since we have a wall, why don't we go ahead and sit up against the wall? Press yourself right up against the wall. Cross the legs in front of you. Draw the shoulders back and down. Really situate your legs. Take a moment here. Feel relaxed. Feel released. Let's bring the palms together in prayer. Bow the chin toward the chest and practice gratitude. Grateful for someone and something today. Grateful for each and every one of you. I hope that you enjoyed today's practice and use it. See how it makes you feel. Have a wonderful evening or morning, whatever time you're watching this. Enjoy, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you.